Hello, welcome, welcome. All right, waiting for the reset. Let's see how long the gap is this time. Okay, so about 15 seconds of a delay. Okay, welcome, welcome again in case the first welcome, welcome was cut off. Today I want to do something a little bit different. We're going to do a series that I'm naming Contemplative Prompt. So basically what we're going to do is we're just going to we're going to have a thought, we're going to have a quote, question. We're just going to reflect on it at the end of each month. It'll change, it'll vary. But I wanted to bring some like real life interactions with some quotes that I've read that I sat with, and the longer I sat with, it was interesting to see how or if it was relevant to my actual day-to-day experience or if it was just an esoteric quote. You know what I mean? So, today, as I named it, Meditation for Transition, reflecting on October, preparing for November. So, to kick it off, I kind of wanted to just have us sit and reflect on October as a whole. So, you're more than welcome to have your hands in Gyan Mudra. This is going to be a different style of meditation. We may or may not bring in a couple of different aspects, such as mantras, mudras going forward. It'll just kind of vary depending on what my intuition is saying is a good idea for each end of the month reflection. I am currently listening to Absahai Hoa, so if you'd like to listen to that, please feel free to pull that up now. There was something else I wanted to mention. Oh yeah, so you can have your hands in Gyan Mudra. You can just have your hands in your lap. Meditative posture, of course, you're more than welcome to lay down as you reflect. That's perfectly fine. We'll just take a moment here to set a space for reflecting on October as we prepare to move into November. Go ahead and inhale that. Setting, exhale, inhale. Okay. And I'll give you a couple minutes if you want to grab or pull up any music, maybe just some piano music, jazzy music, whatever, or silence. That's perfectly fine. I just want to make sure I give people enough time to take a moment to get some music if they want it, get into position, lay down, get a blanket if you need it, get your hands in Gyan Mudra, get settled in your easy pose, full lotus, partial lotus, whatever you're going to do for this contemplative session that we're going to be doing. Okay, so I don't anticipate this will be too long. We'll just kind of see how it goes. So we're going to start by, again, you can have your eyes closed for this. You can just soften your gaze if you prefer. And I want you to just reflect on the month of October. There's no right answers here. There's no wrong answers here. And please don't force anything. And as always, you are your own guide. Please listen to what your intuition is telling you is needed. Okay, listen to your body always, first and foremost. Also, as you can see, my avatar is frozen. I thought it was hysterical. She looks like she is just completely lost in this particular contemplation. So I didn't reset her. I wanted to just let her be, because as you can see, her mouth does still move from time to time when she's feeling like spacing back into what I'm saying. So that's part of what's happening. I haven't done the update for it. So I'm just going to let her look like she's really involved in this contemplative prompt. Okay, so I'm going to move into the month of October. I want you to just open yourself up. And then, however you reflect, if you want to start at the beginning of the month and kind of work through the highlights, if you want to just open yourself up and see what rises up, that's perfect. However, you want to reflect on the month of October. And then as things come up, as things arise, whether it's a color, it's a sound, it's a taste, it's a thought, whatever it is that arises, I want you to notice what's happening within your body, okay? We're deepening this connection of the mind-body connection and how everything is working together or is having some sort of disagreement. So we want to resolve that. So And drinks are welcome. You can have a tea, you can have some coffee, depending on where you're at in your day. Feel free to have some drinks. You're more than welcome to have a journal here as well. If you want to write anything down that comes up, please feel free to do that. And if at any point you come across a space that's feeling very overwhelmed, like my chest at the moment is feeling very constricted as I reflect on October, it feels very pressurized, very constricted, and really tight. Go ahead and bring your hands to your collarbones and then drop them down to where the tips of your middle fingers are touching the bottom of your collarbone, where the rest of your fingers are touching. That's the spot you want to tap on. Go ahead and tap a little bit here. And it's just to allow the body to release that tension. Now, there are generally prompts that you will say while you're doing EFT or tapping. I generally just sink into what the sensation is and I just ask what is happening here as I tap so that whatever's trapped there can voice itself. I don't need to give a voice to it necessarily. And this is again optional. If you don't feel like you need to tap, please feel free to just keep reflecting on the month of October. And then I also combine EFT or tapping with Byron Katie's The Work. And I just simply ask, is this true? Is that true? There are more steps to it. I'm condensing it down to just the first prompt that Byron Katie has. It's actually 4 total, but I've been doing it for so long that now that one prompt kind of encapsulates all of the steps. So please, actually, I'll drop Byron Katie's The Work into the description. I didn't think about that. So that you can go through the steps as she has them outlined, because I think she just updated them. Please be aware of your breathing. Don't constrict it. Nice deep breathing here. And again, no right or wrong answers. We're just checking in on how the month of October showed up, how it's showing up in our bodies now. Okay, and as you keep reflecting, now if you need more time here, if you're still feeling like there's areas that you're waiting to show up, please take all the time you need. Go ahead and just continue with that. Don't feel pressured to rush through. You don't need to. This is not a sprint. I want you to reflect on what went well and how you want to carry that into November. as you're reflecting on what went well, what you want to carry forward into November, I want you to notice the difference in feeling. Does this feel more elevating in within your body? Does it still feel like there's some weight to it? Maybe look at how you could tweak what you want to carry forward in a way that feels more aligned with your body. And it's okay if nothing's coming up. That's perfectly fine. This might be new. I know when I first started doing this, where I started to reflect on meditations or workouts, that type of thing, it took a little bit of time for me to build up that relationship with myself because I hadn't actually stopped to check in with me. So please don't panic if nothing's coming up. Please, don't feel frustrated with yourself. Or if you do feel frustrated with yourself, acknowledge that. Thank you for showing up frustration. I understand where you're coming from. And yes, I also talk to my emotions, just like I talk to my organs. That creates a connection that is more community based versus adversarial, as if, because community makes an elevating connection versus adversarial, there's a boundary there, there's a wall, right? It's going to be a battle. So offer yourself some loving kindness and a thank you for showing up for this. And it will, it can take a bit to connect to this part of yourself, to show yourself that you're going to be here regularly. Not necessarily here, but, show up for yourself regularly, to check in with you, to check in with how you're doing, how you're going, what you need, that type of thing. So be gentle with yourself. Offer yourself a thank you for showing up. That's valuable. It's important. It's the only place you can start from. And then we're going to move into a little bit of guided shared inquiry integration for this aspect. Um, so feel free to share anything that you'd like to. It can be just one word from what you got out of the meditation or your reflection of October. Any insights that you got, anything like that. Of course, only with what you're comfortable sharing. If you're comfortable sharing, feel free to just let that vibrate out instead of putting it in the comments. If that feels more comfortable, that's perfect as well. And then as you move forward, oh, right, I'll share something from mine. October felt really heavy for me, and I didn't realize the weight that I was just walking about with, or walking around with, just kind of carried on, oblivious to the accruing weight as the month continued. So that pressure in my chest kind of finally came through as a, hey, you kind of just bailed on your heart here. So can we can we figure that out? Can we not carry that forward into November? Perhaps you had something as well that came up that was like, actually, can we skip this for next month? I don't really care for this. And yes, heart, we can absolutely do that. Thank you for the shout out. I appreciate you. And I'm sorry I did carry on without even stopping to reflect. And then the integration, this part I wanted to make sure that I included. It hasn't quite taken shape as far as how I want it to move forward. I think this feels more aligned with questions or quotes. Just for the basic somatic experience of the month, the integration, I would let me sit with that for a minute and see what coalesces instead of trying to force it. Okay, so my integration here Feel free to drop in the comments what your integration is if it's different. Is to do a mid-month check-in. It's to make sure that I'm stopping more regularly to check in with myself, to make sure that I'm not just carrying the weight forward, that I'm not just carrying on as if the weight isn't accruing, but to ensure that I'm doing a mid-month check-in with myself to make sure that I'm moving through the month with more ease and more space. So that would be my integration. And again, feel free to share yours if you're comfortable. It can be one word, it can be a sentence. And just take a moment to see how you want to move forward integrating this in your November. Okay, perfect. So this was about 20 minutes. I was aiming for 15 to 20, so that is perfect for a starter in this realm. And in that sense, I'm going to go ahead and bring this to a close. I'm just going to say Sadhnam. Thank you all so much for joining me. I hope you found this beneficial. I hope you got some fun out of it, even if it was your heart saying, hey man, you're compressing me. Please don't do that like mine was. Hopefully you found this helpful. Feel free to drop in the comments any aspects of this that you'd like to see grow or aspects that you didn't really connect with. That helps me decide what types of meditations are needed, what's going to benefit the community, how to elevate in a more well-rounded capacity as well. Not audience capture, just ensuring community elevation. So just wanted to call that out. So of course, thank you so much for joining me. I hope you found this helpful and I will see you next time.